Hello everyone, my name is Leonardo and I'm the founder of Lotus Path Holistics. This week in my Spiritual Life Lessons video series, we're going to be talking about the 4 pillars of love and relationships. Now, as a past life therapist, I've done over a decade of work understanding different people's relationships, whether it be interpersonal or professional or even internal. And different types of relationships foster different types of connections and love and even children and beautiful connections beyond that. So I want to talk to you today about the 4 pillars of what love and relationships is all about, because it's pillars that you can utilize in basically everything you do and every connection you make. Your connection with your inner child, your connection with anything and everything is based on these 4 pillars. So let's talk about the beginning of it all, which is the first pillar, the mind. The mental pillar is of your thoughts, of your intuition, your ideas. It is how you focus. It is the pillar that carries the relationships and the love and the connections you make, that is about your first initial reaction. It is your first thought about somebody, that first, I like that, or I don't. And you'll see that in that pillar. The second pillar is the emotions, the emotional pillar. That pillar is about the feelings and the vulnerabilities, how you connect with that person or those people in your family. And it's about the empathy between you and a person. It also is about the fears that need to be faced, those vulnerable fears that need to be faced between you and everyone else around you. The third pillar is about the spirit, about the soul, the spiritual pillar. It's all about your soul purpose. It is all about your spirituality. If that's your religion, that is very important. And also your life goals and all those life goals that you share with the people around you and how those bond. And the fourth pillar is your body. It's the physical pillar. It is the family, it is the sex, the safety, the home. It is everything that is based on your physical life, your physical expressions of love, which are commonly sexual, but sometimes your physical representations of love are your kids. They're representations of love that you share with your partner. So those are the 4 pillars of how love and relationships work, and these pillars can be used in multiple ways. So let me describe to you how they work when it applies to love. How the 4 pillars apply to love is in the previous video I just posted, which is called, the 4 essential ways of how to find love. And I'll reiterate them to you, not only about finding love, but falling in love. And so with the 4 pillars, you apply this to that love in this specific way. When it comes to the mental pillar, we're talking about, you and somebody having sort of your own version of yourself, your own individuality, understanding who you are before you get in that relationship, and understanding who you are before you enter that initial connection. And then you have the emotional pillar when you're falling in love. That has to deal with your emotional vulnerabilities and you being vulnerable to that person, actually taking those steps in order to connect like this. And then, your next pillar is your spirit. You can apply the spirit to the spiritual alignment. As you get to know someone and you're just trying to fall in love with them and trying to connect with them on that level, you want to see if, you're bonded at the soul, if the things you want in life are the same. And then your 4th pillar is going to be about your body and understanding your sexual chemistries, and also understanding what they want in family versus what you want in family. What is your goals in that regard? So now let's talk about how you apply those same 4 pillars to your relationship life. Once you're in a relationship, trying to maintain a healthy relationship, which I talk about in my previous article on holistic spirituality, which I'll link, it is about applying, the mind, emotions, and the spirit and the body to that relationship. And this is how you do it. So the first, you have your mental pillar. You're talking about when you're in a relationship, you're talking about the same choices, being on the same page, almost like being telepathic. You want to be on the same mental spectrum as your partner. And then you have the emotional pillar, where you want to have maybe emotional check-ins with your partner so that you can make sure that you guys are on the same emotional page and that everyone's emotions are being acknowledged. And with the spiritual pillar, you definitely want to make sure that your relationship has a spiritual routine, whether that be religious or spiritual, or just meditating once a week or every day, yoga, something spiritual that you and your partner can do that can keep things healthy. And then you have your physical pillar, which is the balance in your family, in and out of your family, whether it be with your kids and then alone. Like, you want balance in there in your physical life, as well as your sex life. You got to understand that your emotional vulnerability and your sexual vulnerability are one and the same. So if you have an emotional chemistry and you express that with your partner, sexual chemistry follows. So those are the 4 pillars of love and relationships. Just make sure that when you think about the pillars, you start to apply it to everything around you, in your personal life, in your professional life, and even in your home life. And we're definitely going to be able to talk about that on Friday on our Facebook Lives. Me and Luna are going to be discussing the 4 pillars of love and relationships even deeper. So come and discuss it with us, ask some questions, and we'd love to help you out and teach you how to actually apply these principles to the health and wellness of your relationships, whether they be with yourself, self-love, or whether they be with others. So looking forward to seeing you guys there. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.